Hey guys, it's Miss Gardner, and I am coming to you with our weekly ag challenge. This is something new that I'm starting, and it is in a effort to get you outside, to get you to do something with your hands, get you to do something with plants. Because if you know me, I love plants, and if you know me, I am that way. I'm a lot like this cartoon right here, that farmer in the Dell computer. I'm needing some tech support. I am tired of being on my computer. So I'm encouraging you to get outside. I'm encouraging you to do something. So what are we going to do? I'm going to challenge you guys to find a flower. Four things. Number one, I would like for you to find a flower and identify it. In order to identify a flower, you can do several things. Maybe you just know it. Maybe you ask somebody. Maybe you post a picture of it on social media and see if somebody responds. Or do like me and cheat and then use Google Photos and Google Lens. It'll do a Google search of other pictures that look a lot like yours. And a lot of times that helps me narrow down what type of plant I have. Number two, I want you to break that flower apart, dissect it, so to speak, so that we can see all the parts of it. Try to label them. Use Google for help if you need. Number three, I want you to decide, is it a complete or perfect or an incomplete or imperfect flower? I'll explain in a moment. And then number four, I want you to tell me, is it a monocot or is it a dicot? Okay, and that's kind of the interesting thing. And again, that's more horticultural knowledge we'll talk about in just a second. So, for starters, I have a bearded iris here, and this is a bearded iris flower that I found in my side garden. So, I'm identifying my flower, number one. Secondly, I am going to label all of the parts. You can see I found a picture up here that I just wanted to copy and paste after I was doing the assignment. And in this case, I am filling out the stamen, I'm filling out the pistil, and I've written the ovary, the receptacle, the pedicel, which is what most of us call the stem. So as you can see up here, the stamen is what we would call the male flowers. The pistil would be our female flowers, or the female parts of the flower. So if you haven't seen this before, that might be something you could do a little research on. Next thing is, do I have a perfect or imperfect flower? Well, I definitely have a complete or perfect flower because I have all four parts. So if we look back here, an imperfect one looks like this middle one, which has a center, which would be the pistil, or would look like this one here on the right, which is a solely male flower with nothing but stamens. But I'm like the one on the left. I'm the one that the bee can come to. I'm going to have some male parts. I'm going to have some female parts, and I am going to be producing fruit as well. Okay, so again, I have a complete flower. Number four, last thing. Do I have a monocot or do I have a dicot? So if you'll look here, there are a couple of things that tell me what type of plant I have. The first thing that I thought of was, okay, what kind of leaves do I have? Because this one says I had one cotyledon, which means that I had a seed that was just solid, kind of like a corn seed. But bearded irises don't grow from seed. They grow from like a rhizome. But I do have parallel veins. So these parallel veins I know are indicative of a monocot. So I went through and thought, well, is there anything else that is very similar? Yes, they have fibrous roots. And then two or three, I guess, they have petals that are in multiples of three. My flower in particular had 9. There were 3 falls, which hung down. There were 3 that stood up like this. And then there were 3 little ones that were around the pistils, kind of as like a little shelter like this. So I indicated by looking at all of this chart that I definitely had a monocot. So I'm going to create a challenge. My challenge to you is to go and do it. You can email me your answers. All you have to do is take a picture of it. Take a picture of the flower. Take a picture of your paper that has where you've labeled on it something, okay? Turn it in if you're one of my